What's up? This is Teddy Macedo, aka bearRimshot's speaking here, and I know what a lot of you are all definitely gonna point out. And yes, people, I shaved my beard. Well, that's because, for those who don't follow me on neither Facebook nor Twitter, I have finally passed filming for the next episode of Casual Reviews with bearRimshot. But that's not what I'm here to talk about for this video. For this video, instead of doing another update vlog, I'm gonna be doing a special vlog. Which for this special vlog, I'm gonna finally talk about, of course, my thoughts and my experiences at MAGFest. Now, for those who don't know what MAGFest is, MAGFest basically stands for Music and Gaming Festival, formerly known as Mid-Atlantic Gaming Festival. Now, if you're like, let's just say, either a gamer or a musician of any kind, I highly recommend you to go check out MAGFest. Anyways, on to my thoughts and experiences on MAGFest. So anyways, in case if you're all wondering, how did I first hear about MAGFest? Well, it all started with this. Now, I come to notice that I've seen a lot of reviewers, especially on Facebook, posting their thoughts and experiences at MAGFest. So anyways, after seeing that a lot of legendary reviewers going to MAGFest, that's what brought me to MAGFest this year back in February as well. So anyways, when I went down to MAGFest in terms of sleepover, instead of sleeping over at a hotel, I slept over at my Uncle Steven, Aunt Eileen, Cousin Jackie, and Robbie's house, set in Georgetown, Washington, D.C. So anyways, when I went to MAGFest, I've played a lot of video games. Well, I did get to play Star Wars Battle Pod, and I have to say this, that when it comes to Star Wars Battle Pod, for me, I really enjoy playing it despite its flaws, though it definitely could have been a much better game if it had content from the prequels. And also, when I went to MAGFest, I did try out playing Mickey Mania on the Sega Genesis, but unfortunately, one problem is that the game cartridge that they had for Mickey Mania for the Sega Genesis wasn't working so well. Now, the reason why I tried playing Mickey Mania was all thanks to what I saw after watching VG Retro's review of it. I tried to make sure I stick with either the Sega Genesis port or the Sega CD port, and avoid the Super Nintendo Entertainment System version of the game and the PlayStation version of the game called Mickey's Wild Adventure, which thankfully never saw a North American release. So anyways, I also, at least I got to play The Simpsons Hit and Run, and I also played Super Mario Galaxy. I also did get to play, I also met some folks of another really good convention called Super Smash Con, which is basically dedicated to those who love, not just who love playing video games in general, but also those who enjoyed playing Super Smash Brothers. So anyways, I also did go to the Computer Museum, and when I went to the Computer Museum, I did play some games there. I played Star Wars Dark Forces, one of the Jedi Knight games, that is. I also did get to play Rita Rabbit, which in this case, the Rita Rabbit game I did get to play at MAGFest earlier this year happened to be the original Rita Rabbit. Instead of the Rita Rabbit I personally grew up with more, being the later games in the series released all the way up to 1999. You know, we're talking games like Rita Rabbit Playtime for Baby, Rita Rabbit Toddler, Rita Rabbit Preschool, Rita Rabbit Kindergarten, Rita Rabbit First Grade, Rita Rabbit Second Grade, as in the original versions of those four games I'm talking about, as well as Read Rabbit Thinking Adventures ages 4 to 6, Read Rabbit Math ages 4 to 6, Read Rabbit Reading ages 4 to 6, Read Rabbit Math ages 6 to 9, and Read Rabbit Reading ages 6 to 9, as well as the Reading Development Library games and all that kind of stuff. Though I will say this, that I'm very fond in playing Math Rabbit when I was going to school in Ardsley, at least at Concord Elementary School. So anyways, back onto my experiences on MAGFest. When I went to MAGFest, when I attended to MAGFest, guess now to any internet reviewers or anybody who do watch internet review shows watching this, guess who I finally did get to meet there? And I think you all gonna be happy for me when I say this. That when I went to MAGFest this year, I finally got to meet James Rolfe, aka the angry video game nerd himself. And yes, people, I did meet James Rolfe there. Now, for those who don't know who James Rolfe is, you guys may know him more as the angry video game nerd. He is also the head of Cinemassacre, where not only can you watch the angry video game nerd, but also there's Jamin Mike Mondays, and also it's where he does Cinemassacre's Monster Madness, which is basically the series that would also later on inspire my personal favorite web series to watch, Animation Look Back. So anyways, when I met James Rolfe there, I have to say that he's a very nice guy when you guys actually do get to meet him. Well, when I met James Rolfe, I did ask him some questions. I did ask him what's his favorite food to eat, which is burgers, and I did also get to ask him what is the best video game he's ever played that happens to be either based on a movie, a TV show, book, or comic book. Turns out that it actually is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3 Turtles Time. Now, you know that Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles game that was released for the Super Nintendo Entertainment System and it's from Konami? Yeah. When I say Turtles in Time, I'm talking about the video game, not the movie, in which he actually hated so much so that he would destroy a VHS copy of it. So anyways, when I went to MAGFest, I also got to play a little bit of Kingdom Hearts, the original, that is, and whether you guys believe it or not, I sadly for some reason did manage to play the Virtual Boy. And oh boy, is it as bad as what most gamers say it would be. I mean, good thing I avoided the Virtual Boy throughout my whole entire life. And good thing that I never wasted my money to get my hands on a Virtual Boy. When it comes to the Virtual Boy, out of all the gaming systems that Nintendo has dished out, the Virtual Boy, I bet we can all agree, is the worst gaming system that Nintendo has ever worked on. And what so sucks about the Virtual Boy, you guys may ask? Well, let's just say it has terrible qualities. There are some terrible games that you can play on that system. Not only that, but also out of all the libraries that each Nintendo gaming system has to offer, one infamous thing to point out about the Virtual Boy is that it had the smallest library of games that any Nintendo console can ever offer. Heck, even way more smaller than compared to what the Wii U has to offer. So if I ever want to play a Nintendo game system that had way less games to offer, I'd rather play the Wii U instead of go play the Virtual Boy. With the Wii U, yeah, sure, may have less games to offer, but you know what, at least the games made for the Wii U have way better quality compared to the Virtual Boy. And, anything else that happened? Alright, and I also, and when I went there, I also bought a Link t-shirt, and I also bought a t-shirt featuring Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep, And I also did get to buy Star Wars: The Clone Wars Star Wars: The Clone Wars lightsaber duels with the Nintendo Wii, and I also did manage to get the Game Boy version of the. I also did manage to get the Game Boy version of the video game adaptation of Disney's The Little Mermaid. And when I did get to play The Little Mermaid on the original Game Boy, I will say when I played it on my Retron 5, I have to say it's a really good game. I have to say, one good thing I can be thankful about when I went to MAGFest is that at least I did not get to buy any LJN games at all. I mean, the good thing about the Little Mermaid game that I bought is that at least it's made by Capcom. At least it's a game that's made by Capcom, the same people also responsible for games like Street Fighter and Mega Man, instead of it being made by the LJN. And thankfully, I did not get to buy any LJN games at all, and I don't plan to. After constantly watching the Angry Video Game Nerd, I don't plan to buy any LJN games at all. As LJN, I bet we can all agree with the Angry Video Game Nerd is the cancer of video games. I mean, if I were gonna buy, like, let's just say a video game that's based on either a movie, a TV show, a book, or even a comic book, I would much rather buy a game that's made by either Sony, Microsoft, Nintendo, Sega, Namco, Capcom, Konami, THQ, Activision, New Kid Co, or LucasArts. At least they all made way better games to play than what LJN has to offer. So anyways, let me think of what other things I have to say. Well, that's all I have to say about about my experiences at is there anything else? By the way, another funny thing that also happened at MAGFest when I went there this year would be, guess what I also saw? When I went to MAGFest, I saw a Sega Genesis port of Angry Birds Star Wars. I'm not joking, people. I'm being for real when I say that. And I also met with the folks at Video Games New York. And yeah, that's all I have to say. And I hope you all have a great day, and I'll see you this Sunday and also stay tuned for the Sunday where I get to answer everybody's age-old question regarding to casual reviews with bearRimshot. This is Teddy Macedo signing out.